Hello everyone and welcome to another One Punch Man the Strongest video. Today we are in Server191 reviewing the account of Xiaochen RD. So for Xiaochen RD, he is currently ranked 60 on the power ranking and also ranked 17 on the arena. This is his arena lineup. For this arena lineup itself, probably what I'll do is actually to remove the Goketsu over here, because generally if let's say you're running a 0 SAC Goketsu, it will be around 3 million HP. So usually it won't be able to tank for the Joro. Instead, what I'll do is actually have the Phoenix tank for the Joro instead and put in an alloy. So the alloy will actually fend for the RMG and also Joro. So for this one is more towards the Clock War lineup. Then if let's say I'm using it for the arena, probably what I'll do is actually position it like this so that your Watchdog is able to boost the HP for the channels, and also because in the normal arena your Joro is pretty low priority, instead you'll actually have your RMG over here. Next we'll be going over his basic. So for his training halls, he is not very good in the sense that it's not maxed out yet for the different training halls. So ideally what you want to do is actually to come over here and check for all these stats. So for example over here, the attack is a +1, the defense is a +3, then the HP is a -3. In this case, it's a +1 outcome because +4 at the top and the HP is -3, so you will actually save it. So as you gain more positive outcome, over time you will actually be able to max out the training halls. Just take note that you actually need to click on the train ×1 instead of the train ×10. Over time, as you accumulate all these positive outcomes, you actually max out the training halls eventually. And for this skill training, take note that for this one, you only look at the attack and the HP. For the defense, usually it will keep at 0, it's okay. Over here, the -1 on the defense and a +1 on the HP. Although it's considered a neutral outcome according to the training hall, but because this one is skill training, so essentially you only look at the attack and the HP. So in this case, it's a +1 outcome. For his halls itself is all pretty low level in the sense that it's all level 4 to level 5. So in this case, what I recommend is actually come over here to the home request and make sure to take up 2 of these special quests in one day. So I see that you are taking up the 2 special quests, however this one is without the refresh. So I'm not sure whether this is lucky or you intentionally went for it. So in this case, what I'll suggest, if let's say only get 1 special quest, you actually want to use up the 25 diamonds refresh to refresh for the next batch of quests to get your 2 special quests in one day. So this special quest will grant you the core supply token, then from there you are able to purchase the core supplies during the raid up to increase your core levels. For your figurines, I would say generally it's not very well done in the sense that you actually have 5-star progress, 3 out of 4 at the top. Then over here you actually have some characters that you are able to raise up to 5-star. So definitely check in once in a while to see whether you have these characters that you can raise up to 5 stars. I also noticed that you actually have quite a number of players who actually left the game already. So over here on the top BP, he actually left the game, this guy as well. Then also for this guy as well. So I would say generally the people who leave is actually quite high. I believe the main reason is because they are not able to win in the club competition. So in this case, what I'll recommend is actually for you to make friends with people of other clubs, either on the world chat or on DM itself. So from there, if let's say anyone is leaving the game, you will get the account from them. So from there, you can actually get an out, use it as an out, even if the account is better than your current account. I'll still recommend you to use it as an out. So essentially, you park it inside your own club itself. So from there you're able to donate yourself the shards. So over here I can see that someone donated the Koketsu for you. So in this case it's not very okay lah, because for Koketsu it's actually from the previous meta itself. Next we'll be looking at your training center. So for training center it's not very okay in the sense that you have 3 grapplers over here and only 1 duelist. So in this case what I recommend is actually to remove one of, I believe it's best to remove the CK lah, because you're not even using it inside your arena. So once you remove it, you just put it inside the training center. Then from there you have 1 atomic samurai, so you can actually put your atomic samurai up as a training leader. So from there you raise his skill levels as well as the character level to make your training center 2 of each element. So 2 duelists, 2 grapplers, 2 high tech and 2 espers. So over time you're able to farm up your level up materials, and also you are able to allocate your skill books properly into 2 characters of each element. So over time you are able to increase your skill training limit. Also take note that you have to collect all these expedition materials once every 8 hours. So essentially after I collected, I actually got 1 hero core over here. And over here I collected 1 more monster core, which is pretty good. After you collect all these materials itself, over time you will actually be way ahead of the other players who maybe collect it only once a day. So instead of getting 3 monster and hero cores, they will only get 1 monster and hero core. Over time you are able to get 3 times more purple 5 characters than the other players. Another thing I noticed is that your buff gears are not a lot, so I believe you have been spending your diamonds on washing the buff cards itself, because when I took a look at the buff cards, I would say that the stats are not that great. However, I can see that there is some heavy washing involved lah. So in this case what I recommend is actually use all these diamonds to purchase out the vitality maybe 2 or 3 times a day. So from there you farm up more buff gears. Since you have more buff gears, it will take you a lot less diamonds to actually wash for them. If let's say your choices are limited, let's say you only have 1 or 2 buff gears that is washable. So for example, this monster card over here, so you only have 1 monster attack card. So in this case, if let's say you want to wash for it, it becomes very costly for you if let's say you do not get the stats that you want. Another thing I noticed is that your talents are not very well done, in the sense that you actually maxed out the first talent over here, then you actually spend a lot of points over here. Then for your talent tree is pretty weak. So once you get a character, the page will be empty. So you just do the minimum to open up this talent slot over here. So once you have opened up this talent slot, you just stop with the talent farming and go farm for your buff gears. Once the character reaches 4 stars, you come back here to unlock this second page. After the page is unlocked, do the minimum to unlock these 2 seashell slots over here. So from there you are able to unlock the 3rd page. Once you have unlocked the 3rd page, you max out the points over here. So over here you have to keep 800 points. Then over here you need to keep 1200 points. So from there, all your points that you gathered from your talent farming will be purple coins. So it will make it very easy to actually max out your talents. So how you max it out is essentially you do the minimum over on the left side, then you do the minimum over on the right side, and you open this last point over here. Once you have opened this last point, then you see whether the character needs attack. So for example, for RMG it needs attack, then you max out the attack, then you max out the HP. Then from there you come back to here, max out the attack, max out the HP. Come back to here, max out the attack, max out the HP. So once you have maxed out the attack and HP for your talent 1, you will definitely have some purple coins inside your inventory. So you can go ahead and max out this top point over here, which gives the character more stats. Then from there, over here you have some blue coins as well. So use all these blue coins to raise the levels for this one. no matter what level you end up being, this one is okay, as long as you max out the attack and HP for your main characters. For characters such as generals, which don't require attack, after you clear out this point, so once you one tap onto it, you max out the HP. Then you come over here, max out the HP, come over here, max out the HP. So once you have done this, you come back over here to use your points on this talent point over here. Then you come back to over here to use your talent point over here. So once you have used up all these talent points, you can just stop for the talent farming already. Then go and farm for your buff gears. Also, another thing I noticed is that for your sigils is not a lot. Although you don't have a lot of characters, however, your characters are generally running the not so useful sigil itself. So I believe the main reason for this is actually you are using the sigils that are way above the level that you can afford. So I would say generally for your account, you should be running about level 4 sigil. However, if you take a look, you actually have one level 6 sigil over here. So I believe you actually gathered all the sharp sword, then from there make this level 6 sigil. So if let's say you split it into level 4 sigils, it will be 9 level 4 sigil. So you can put all these level 4 sharp sword into at least 2 or 3 characters. Your piercing as well, you actually have quite a lot of this level 5 piercing. So I would say just keep your sigils at level 4 and use level 4 sigils for now. Also for your martial dojo, you're currently rank 325. This one is not very okay, and also you have 15 chances left. So essentially every day you have to use up all 5 of your attempts to try to clear the dojo itself. So from there, it's good that you have gotten the SAC from the rank rewards. So your next target will actually be to purchase out all the SAC from this shop itself. For this one, I believe it's due to you have some other points from the previous week itself. So this one is not very okay in the sense that you did not spend your points since last week. However, since you have purchased out the SAC, then I believe you are actually aware of this already, which is okay. However, you are using 500 of the gold coins to purchase this slot. I will actually not suggest you to wash for your buff gears right now, because the basics of your account is not built yet. So for you to wash all these buff gears itself, you will only waste the diamonds. Then you will end up with the not so good cards lah. So if let's say you keep on washing the buff gears itself, it won't really help your account to grow, because essentially you are using all the 270 or 540 resets on these buff gears itself. So essentially you are just throwing away the diamonds and also the locks. Instead, what I recommend is for you to purchase out the orange gear over here. So over time, as you get more orange gear, your stats will generally be better than other players. So this is his current SAC count. As of now, he has 466 SAC inside the inventory. And most of the SAC is given onto RMG and also channels, which is pretty okay. The ones in yellows are the ones that I will actually strongly advise you to reverse. So the ones that are not advised is basically all these buff gears over here. Reason being, I feel that is somewhat washed to a decent standard to keep. For Boros itself, the keepsake, you might want to actually still put it on, because for your resist invasion, you barely made it to the jewel chest. So if let's say you want to keep the resist invasion up to mark, then you can just keep the Boros keepsake for now. So generally you want to get their talent sigil first, followed by their orange crit gear over here and over here. Then from there, your other SAC on other gear don't really matter too much. For your BT drawing, you currently have 52 BT after you purchase out all the BT from the shop. So from there, the next character that you can get, I would say, is Bomb Course Railway already. So in this case, you might actually want to take some time to actually purple 5 your RMG and also to 5-star either your Genos or Watchdog, because you'll be using it later on inside the bomb meta. you'll be getting Sonic on January, then from there a LiQWYD on March. An alternative is this route over here. So basically you have from now July all the way until November to farm your RMG and either your Watchdog or Genos. Then from there you draw for the rerun ATT. From there you have about 4 to 5 months to farm up and also draw for the Sonic V2 on his rerun as well. Because over here you're not able to draw for the rerun. And also if let's say you get lucky for either the bomb or the ATT, you can actually get Sonic without the rerun. Then once you have gotten the Sonic, you can start to prepare for the Child Emperor and also the next generation of SSR already. Because for LiQWYD, although it is good, however, I would say it's a support unit. So because it's a support unit, generally I will actually suggest you to put it as your low priority. Then from there go for the Child Emperor, which is your main DPS. Your bomb core will look something like this. The lineup 1 is to have the bomb, Atomic Samurai or Zombie, then have the Genos for the high tech, Watchdog, Koketsu, and RNG. So from there, RNG, Genos, Watchdog will take up most of the SAC. Then for your lineup 2, it will look something like this. So you have your bomb, Zombie or Atomic Samurai, Genos for the high tech, Watchdog or Koketsu. This one is up to you, but generally I will actually take the Koketsu lah because it doesn't require SAC. Then put up your ATT and also monsterized throws. So essentially the SAC from your Watchdog and RMG will go inside your ATT and also monsterized throws or vaccine. So from there you have a somewhat decent bomb core. Once you draw for the Sonic, put him in as your Duelist unit. Also take note that you want to focus your SAC on your RMG, Genos and Watchdog. Then have a 0 SAC Koketsu or Alloy for the utility. Also I noticed that a lot of players on your server actually leave the game. So in this case you might actually want to make friends with them either on the world chat or through PM. So from there ask for their account if let's say they are going to leave. Also do not use their free accounts as your main. Reason being, if let's say they decided to come back, they might actually take back the account. So in this case, just use it as your shard feeder. So check in once a day to collect the daily diamonds from the arena and also use it to do up the extreme training. So from there, you just give yourself one shard every day. So over a period of 30 days, you can essentially get yourself 30 shards, which is actually one node. And that will actually speed up your 5-star progress. For your home training, definitely take some time to max out the training halls and also the skill and battle training. For your figurines, definitely check in maybe once every week to see whether you have any figurines that you can raise. Then for home requests, definitely put up 2 special quests in a day. If let's say you have to refresh, then go ahead and use up the 25 diamonds for the refresh. For the training center, make sure that you have 2 characters of each element. So 2 Esper, 2 High Tech, 2 Duelists, 2 Grapplers. Then also focus all your skill books only on the training center characters. If let's say they are not inside the training center as a leader, then don't put any skill books into them. Also stop spending your diamonds on washing your buff gears. You actually want to purchase your stamina and also vitality with your diamonds. So from there, you can actually farm up your boss challenge or do up your talent farming or buff gear farming. So you can open yourself up to more options with more resources. Then over time, because you have more resources, essentially you can just beat other players just by your training center alone. For your Martial Dojo, definitely take some time to actually do up the Martial Dojo attempts. So over time, you can actually farm up more talent sigils. And also take note for the talent sigils, make sure that you don't level it above your means. So as of now, I would say a good level to be is to keep your sigils at either level 4 or level 5. So all in all, I feel that this is a pretty mismanaged account. However, I would say you are still doing alright considering that you are still somewhat competitive as compared to the rest of the players inside your server. So I'll say don't worry about it so much. Focus on building the basics. So once the basics are done, it becomes very easy for you to overpower other players inside the martial dojo and also inside the club war just by using the training center alone. So that's all I have for today. If let's say you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel for future content. With that, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.